When I was 13 weeks and 5 days pregnant, we had our first trimester screening, including an NIPT test. Along with genetic testing, we opted to find out the baby's gender. This morning, I got the call, everything looks great, and we're having a girl. I was thrilled. I didn't have a strong gender preference. I believe all kids, regardless of gender, will have their own unique challenges and joys. In a time where so much is uncertain, it felt grounding to have an answer to one of our biggest questions. When I told my husband, he initially seemed happy, but he admitted to feeling a little disappointed. Throughout the pregnancy, he had joked about manifesting that the baby would be a boy and told people he was hoping for one. As the day went on, it became clear that his disappointment ran deeper than he'd initially let on. He's been reading articles about gender disappointment, which he says normalizes what he's feeling, but it's been hard to navigate his emotions. His worries range from practical concerns, like potential healthcare disparities in our region. We live in the southeastern U.S., and racial discrimination our mixed-race daughter might face, to deeply personal insecurities. He mentioned fears about her being more vulnerable to predators, which I countered by pointing out that boys can face similar dangers. Then he brought up stereotypes that made him feel less connected to the idea of having a daughter, such as disliking clothes shopping or the notion that girls are harder to raise. I tried to remind him that kids are going to like what they like, regardless of gender. A girl might love trucks, and a boy might enjoy painting his nails. You can influence interests to an extent, but children will ultimately grow into their own unique personalities. The heart of his concerns came out when he admitted he'd wanted a boy as a way to be a better father than his own absentee dad. He also felt insecure about his masculinity and saw having a son as a way to prove something to himself. I encouraged him to explore these feelings in therapy, which he already attends weekly. It's been challenging to stay excited and not let his reaction overshadow my joy, but I'm trying. Update: 7 months later. Things have changed significantly since that first conversation. My husband ended up choosing our daughter's name, which helped him feel more connected to her. Therapy was a huge help, as many of you suggested. His therapist helped him realize his anxiety wasn't about her gender specifically, but about the broader fears of becoming a parent. Knowing the baby's gender made the pregnancy feel real to him. He'd been scared because he knows what it's like to be a boy but had no frame of reference for raising a girl. That, combined with the general unknowns of parenting, was overwhelming. He's also let go of his concerns about shared interests. Once she was born, he realized that her interests as a baby are incredibly simple: shade, colors, and my boobs. It's baffling that it took him holding his baby girl to figure this out when he's been married to me, a girl who shares many of his interests, for 8 years. But progress is progress. Our niece, who lives with us, is still a challenge to raise, but he now understands that her behavior and his complicated relationships with his sister and mother are not indicative of what our daughter will be like. In the end, he's fully embraced being a girl dad, and watching their bond grow has been one of the most heartwarming parts of this journey.